If you have a fear of commitment, you might have a fear of death. And you might not have cultivated a relationship with what I'm going to talk about in a moment, is with what is called the life-death-life cycle. And I want to read you something that might help click something into place for you, because it did for me. And I hope that this can change your perspective on commitment and honestly on anything that requires us to be somebody different. If one believes that the life death life force has no stanza beyond death, it is no wonder that some humans are frightened of commitment. They are terrified to go through even one ending. They cannot bear to pass from the veranda into the inner rooms. They are fearful, for they sense that there in the breakfast room of the house of love sits Lady Death, tapping her toe, folding and refolding her gloves. And right before that, she says, in much of Western culture, the original character of the death nature has been covered over by various dogmas and doctrines until it is split off from its other half, life. We have erroneously been trained to accept a broken form of one of the most profound and basic aspects of the wild nature. We have been taught that death is always followed by more death. It is simply not so. Death is always in the process of incubating new life, even when one's existence has been cut down to the bones. Rather than seeing the archetypes of death and life as opposites, they must be held together as a left and right side of a single thought. It is true that within a single love relationship there are many endings. Yet somehow and somewhere in the delicate layers of the being that is created when two people love one another, there is both a heart and breath. When one side of the heart empties, the other fills. When one breath runs out, another begins. So, not only is Essays talking about how we are fearful of Lady Death when she sits in the breakfast room, ready to take something from us, we are misunderstanding culturally what death means, right? And this is the life, death, life nature that she talks about. And she says that we mistakenly believe that after death comes more death, right? So after we commit to a person or a thing or a project, or I'm mainly talking about a romantic relationship of love, when we commit to a person, we mistakenly believe that we are ending something, whether that be our independence, our autonomy, our schedules, our likes, our hobbies, our passions, whether or not this is true. We believe that it is putting a death to our life as it was. And that is true, okay? But the more perilous part that we believe is true is that after the commitment, after the letting go of that old life, won't come a new life, right? She says death is always incubating for new life. And so when we think about commitment, when we whatever beliefs or fears are, they all probably lead to death, to an ending of one's old life. But the perspective that I want to offer you today, and that maybe we can sit with and we can meditate with and we can journal with, is that why do I believe that committing to a person will bring a definite death? Is it not true that there will be a new life thereafter? Is it not true that you will build a shared life of shared passions and shared interests together thereafter? Is it not true that you can create even more life later on? And that even if there are endings within the relationship itself, that will give birth to a new dynamic in the relationship. And even when the relationship, if it ends, it will be followed by another life. So, my loves, I hope that we can sit with that and we can really uncover why we fear endings, why we fear, in essence, transformation, right? Because when you make a commitment, yes, you will have to consider the other person's schedules and you will have to reprioritize, and you cannot be completely as you were before. But that doesn't mean that there is a death that is happening that won't bring about a new chapter for you, right? And it sounds quite simple when you put it that way. Of course, it is easier said than done. It is easier philosophized than done. And that is why we can't just think about it. We have to sit with this, right? If you have a fear of commitment, we have to sit with that fear. And we have to follow it to its root. And we have to say, why am I scared of transformation? Why am I scared of a new chapter? Do I not believe that a new chapter is in the works? Because it will. It is. It is definitely in the works. So I hope that this video helped you in some way. And if it did, I would love for you to show some support below. Like, comment, subscribe. And if I can be of any further service to you, please also let me know that below. Until next time, I love you and I wish the best for you. I will see you soon.